We're back to writing music with a plan. The plan is supposed to help guide us get our creative juices going, but it's important to always remember that things can change at any point throughout the piece. Let's say I want to change some of the chords once we're working on the arrangement. I'm allowed to do that, and so are you. And that's the point of this, is it's supposed to help us be creative and help us work within some sort of bounds, but it's also, the ultimate goal is to make the piece something we like. So last time we did a melody for the A section, and then on my own I made a melody for the B section, which goes from here to here, and a C section, which goes from here to here. And since we have an A, B, C, B, A form, I have the A melody, the B melody, the C melody, then the B melody again, and then the A melody again. So I just filled out the form with the melodies. Here's how it sounds. Here's the A. The B again. And the A. So that's it. So you probably noticed I added an extra measure here. I took this and had it happen twice, and I'll explain why in a little bit. But one thing that's apparent to me is that the B section going to the last A section, that transition doesn't work right now. So that's something we'll work on later. But today we're going to start exploring with instrumentation and arrangement ideas. Now, I was thinking about instrumentation and arrangement ideas, and I had this one idea that I didn't want to forget, which is this delay idea, which is, I was thinking it might sound cool to create a delay in one of the instruments that basically whatever melody note is being played, the delay instrument will play like 2 or 3 copies of that note, just like if you used a delay pedal on your guitar or in recording, it'd be like D in the melody, and then some other instrument would go D, 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 and I thought that might be neat, and I wanted to see, before I forgot about the idea, I wanted to see what will that be like if I throw that concept in with a string quartet. So I plugged in 2 violins, a viola, and a cello, which is your standard string quartet, and I did the delay idea across all of the strings, across both violins, the viola and the cello, and I also had each instrument that was delaying the melody here play a different chord tone. And for chords where I had more than 3 notes in the chord, I would have, some instruments play more than 1 note from the chord in their measure. So for example, right here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 notes in our chord. The top note, G, is played in the melody. So this violin here would be playing the melody. So it's handling that G. That G is accounted for. So that leaves us with a D, a G, an F sharp, and an A for our violin, viola, and cello to do as a delay. So I had the D here in the violin. I had the G show up here at the end of the measure. It might look like an F sharp to you, but we're in viola clef. So this is actually a G. Viola clef looks like this, in case you're new to viola clef. And where that little arrow is, that's where C, it lives in this clef. So you got a C right here on the where B would normally be. So therefore, when we look at this measure here, which is the measure we're on, it looks like F sharp, but it's actually G. So the G from this chord happens here, the D happens here, and then we've got an F sharp right here. So the viola is handling our F sharp and our G, thank you viola, and then we've got this A in the bass. So we are accounting for these large chords by having instruments play more than one chord tone in a measure. And here, this is the reason I doubled this measure, is because you'll hear in a second it sounded really cool when it happens twice. So here's what it sounds like when I do a note from the melody and then a delayed rhythm in the other strings. Yeah, that's what it sounds like. It's a pretty neat effect with that delay there. And the string quartet arrangement's really cool. It's working for me, but let's expand a little bit. I do like the string quartet, but it would be cool if there was an instrument that was just doing delay on the melody. So what would be a cool timbre to delay the violin? Well, what if we had some bell type of thingy? I feel like that would be cool. You could do like a crotales maybe. I think let's get some crotales in there. That might change, but if you haven't seen crotales before, actually I want to put this crotales up because they're high in pitch and they're going to be delaying the melody, so put them up here next to the melody. Crotales look like this. They're little bell sounding little plate thingies, and they cost a lot. So I'll probably use samples for when I make this piece into a recording, unless I know someone who has these. Alright, so crotales sound like this. Nice little bell texture. So if we were just to double all the violin stuff, all the violin melodies with these, it would definitely be entering magic territory. So Doggy Fun, I Love You Doggy would be getting extra magical. And I'm going to reserve the right to make this not actually crotales when I record this piece, because there are a lot of different bell sounds, maybe even electronic sounds that would be good. So please don't get too married to the crotales. That really might change to another instrument. But yeah, so you can see how easy it would be to overuse the bell sound. If we just doubled every single note with the bell sound, it'd be like, what? Boring. So let's try doing a delay where it goes ding da 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 da. So it's all the eighth notes except for the first one are playing the delay. And then we've got the same story here. See how those first two measures sound? It sounds so stiff. And what we need to do is, I think, slow the rate of delay over time, or speed the rate of delay over time. That might be cool. So that might be really cool. That might be awesome. Let's see. Start out with a dotted duty, and then a not so dotted duty, then a halfy, then a hoo-hoo, and then these are getting smaller by an eighth note each time, sort of, until we get here. Well, let's just hear what it sounds like before we get all explainy. That might be neat. Let's see. Yeah, that is neat. It's just still a little bit too square. Dun da da da. It's too square right now. We gotta get some triplets in there. Triplets make things well, they spread things out across the beat in a different way, and it can help when you're sounding blocky to use triplets. So dun, dun, dun. Yeah, we'll see. Let's try this. That's nice. That's nice. That's more what I was hearing. So I think we'll just do this not for every note in the melody, not every measure. And put a delay in here. Do this. Now we're up here. And we'll just keep this going actually on D. Get on C sharp. Now I'm convinced this won't really be crotales. This will be a bell with more range. Alright, so here's what we got. I'm going to actually fill in this space. Hey, that sounded nice. It's very pretty. I feel like it could use some support. I'm gonna put in one more instrument. This will be just one more. piano. And the piano is going to live up here near the crotales. I like keeping the quartet together, of course. What I was thinking of for the piano was to have it do just low chords on one. So it could do the low E, B, low power chord there. Why does that sound so bad? Oh. Okay. Maybe I'll put G on the bottom. And then E and B here. So let's see. No, that sounds like poop. What else can we do? Yeah, actually that's nicer. Putting the G there, I like that. It kind of changes this chord to having G on the bass, super permanently if both lowest notes are G instead of an E on the bottom ever showing up. But that's okay. Change the chord. Bum, blum. So this is going to be like this. Hearing that, actually. Right now I'm pretty unorganized because I'm being very creative. Can't plan this stuff. So. Bam, boom, boom. That's nice. That kind of does what I was hoping. It creates a solid pulse. Dun, dun, dun. And it creates a nice bed for all of this to fit over. Let me put this down an octave. Nice. Okay. So I'll fill out the piano now with the same sort of phrase. And we'll add variety later maybe. So now we've got a D, C. And F sharp. And then B. Very low B for the whole measure. And let's get the piano doubling this whole action here. So it'll be eighth, 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 eighth. Whoa. So I just put that up here. And then the rest of the melody. Oops. Interesting. Let's see, do I like that? interesting stuff. So that's what we got so far. We're going to keep exploring. Instrumentation is all done. Arrangement now. We've got... So the difference between instrumentation and arrangement to me is arrangement really starts to become basically after you've picked your instruments and you've got a basic idea of the melody and harmony. Arrangement is pretty much everything else. It's like when you take this stuff and make it work on all these instruments, and this is where you get into dynamics, you get into articulations, you get into how the chords are spread, how the calls and responses and everything basically that you like in music happens. So this is a really big one. We're going to be on arrangement a long time. Miscellaneous really is just it's going to probably be like, I'll probably end up taking this all into a DAW or recording it with people and changing things in this stage. So this stage is still always like a real question mark. It's like, where's the emotion? Let's make sure we got that emotion. That's what miscellaneous is for me. Alright, so I'll see you next time.